Hi, hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Joe D, and welcome to another Sunday morning coffee. I feel like I've missed one somewhere, right? I feel like, but in any case, I know it wasn't gonna be like a regular thing, but and I was even up on the fence if I was gonna do one this morning because I'm not quite up to full. It's one of those mornings when I really do need my coffee. I woke up late, all right, and I've already had at least one cup. You know what I'm saying? Just to get to here, just to get to where you see me right now, right? And so I might need another cup of coffee even after this one, man, because I am just like, I'm kind of. It's been one of those weeks already, man. You know what I'm saying? Is anybody else? Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Anybody else have one of those weeks, man? Like the very first week of 2018, and it's already been like, wow. You're like this, man. This craziness is just happening, and oh, and then of course the Rams lost last night, and that really so. I just it might take 2 cups of coffee. Well, I've already had one, so it might take a third cup just to get me up. You know what I'm saying? But mm, I'm having a. Actually, I could show you. I actually do have. I just bought this coffee. Um, I could show you. Let me take a time out. Hold on. Okay, so it had to be last week, right? Last weekend when I was doing my shopping, I happened to notice that Walmart now has, well, they've always had their own coffee, but now they're really kind of going a step farther with their whole bean coffee. So they have these nice, cool little canisters, right? I don't know. Maybe I should turn that off. That's still not helping, is it? Um, they're white, so the camera's just blowing this all out. But in any case, you can see here. Well, they have on here a nice. Um, God, I wish I could get this to stop. See how you can kind of see there's a map of the area. This coffee is obviously from Brazil. This is a Brazilian Minas Jarias or something. 100% Arabica coffee from Brazil, medium roast. Uh, Bean 2 meter, 2 meter. I think that's what like. I think this one's not quite. Like I think that refers to the elevation or something like that. I'm not as snowed up as other people are for sure. But they do even have like the. I guess you could plug those numbers in on your GPS and see exactly where on the globe that they kind of got this coffee from. That's kind of cool. They give a nice little story on the back here about where this coffee comes from. And it comes in these cool little canisters, is what I was getting at as well. You can see I always get the whole bean and I grind it myself. But um, oh, the smell, oh, it's just fantastic. Um, but I thought this was pretty cool of Walmart. So they have these nice little containers that you can kind of keep it in, and I have my own kind of flip top sort of deal that has a seal and everything for my beans, but my roasted beans. But I only have two, so this was kind of nice. This is a Sumatran that they have, Uh, and this is at Walmart, so you know what I'm saying. But I'm sure other places have theirs like this as well. Walmart's kind of a, we do it if you're doing it sort of company, right? So um, I thought this was pretty cool though. This one's still sealed, but it's kind of cool that they are putting the beans like this, and this is kind of like hard cardboard, and the bottom's like a tin. So yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. So they give you a ton of little. If you read the whole thing that's on the front here, they give you a bunch of information on this coffee and where it comes from and how far above sea level it is and all this sort of thing. And on the back, I know it's all blown out here, guys, but it gives you a ton of information and right here a little picture of where it's coming from and all those sorts of things, man. So it's not just like some. At least there's a little more thought going into it, right? And I believe this was, I don't know what are these things running these days. I want to say $7. I want to say 6.99, and this is 12 ounces. So these days, and it says single source on here. So I don't know. So far I've only had the Brazil. This is the one I'm drinking now, and it's fantastic. And I know I put cream in it, but I don't know. I kind of always put the same creamers. This is my. I know I should be drinking it straight up, just so I can make sure I'm tasting all. But this is what I do, man. You know what I'm saying? Leave me alone. But I do put right now. I have the French vanilla. I think it's Coffee Mate, right? The real popular one here in America. The Coffee Mate creamer, whatever. Uh, it's their French vanilla. Mm. And it's. I'm gonna need about the whole pot this morning to kind of just kind of get up. But I mentioned I was watching the Rams game, right? And let me turn the fan on. I know that's got to be crazy for everybody else, and I keep hearing. I don't watch TV, and I'm about to get to a little TV part here in a second. But yeah, man, it's warm. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for you guys that are like sub-zero temperatures, but I'm, I'm hot. You know what I'm saying? We got better turn on the AC here in a minute. That is life in Phoenix, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the AC down here, man. Um, but yeah, because what temperature is it? Well, it's supposedly it's 57 outside, and it's supposed to be. I don't know. I know this has got to be crazy for you, but it's supposed to be somewhere close to 80 today. So as you're feeling all these sub-zero temperatures, maybe that'll warm your thoughts, man, knowing that, hey, Joe D down there and it's damn near 80, man. He's suffering down there, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. I got to put the AC on. I mean, come on. Mm. So, I always get that sort of information secondhand when we do the Share Beer show. People put in there in the chat room, like we got a good chat going right now. They'll put in there how cold it is in their area, that sort of. I always hear things, but it's generally secondhand. And I'll kind of get a vibe from everybody else on how their feelings are about stuff. And so I was watching the Rams, of course, last night, and we lost. But hey, man, the Falcons came out there and kicked our butt. I mean, they stopped our run game. They stopped our. I mean, they shut us down. I mean, they just did. Not quite as bad as we shut down Seattle, but they did. I mean, they proved right there that, hey, man, we were there last year. You know what I'm saying? And that experience really helped Atlanta. And Atlanta's turning it around at the right time. Got to give them props, man. They played damn good defense last night. So, hey, congratulations, right? So, in any case, that game was on NBC. So when I turned off the game, because I ain't interested in any regular television, so I turned off that my DirecTV Now app. So when I opened it right now, I'm opening the app. I'm sitting there with my first cup of coffee, right, this morning, and I'm like, you know how you're doing, and you got your coffee and your remote, and so I opened the app and it's still on NBC, which is going to be the morning news. And I'm like, oh, and I'm trying to click off it as quick as possible. Get me to ESPN pregame, please. Get me to a pregame show. That's all I'm interested in, football. You know what I'm saying? And I just want sports, man. That's the only reason I even have any, a DirecTV Now app. I my sports, right? And I mean, just even that few minutes, you're getting some headlines, and it's just enough to just piss you off, isn't it? I couldn't even believe it. I literally probably heard maybe 90 seconds of that morning news broadcast, and I was already ready to punch somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't see how I don't, for being a cord cutter for so long now, for years already, I don't see why people subject themselves to that stuff. I really don't. It's a choice. I mean, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh my God, get me off of this. And I was like, oh my God, put me on some ESPN quick. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, how do you guys feel about this stuff, man? I mean, all the news and everything. I mean, it's got to be like, I mean, just turn it off. You know what I'm saying? Grab your cup of coffee. Join me on here, man. Let's talk. Let's talk about something better, man. More uplifting, right? Like, oh my God. It was like, oh, making my head hurt over here. So yeah, it was that was, let me see. Yeah, Zach saying it's 82 Fahrenheit and it's 12:46 a.m. Yeah. So and and Joe says make sure you watch your dosage intake on the Java, Big Joe. Yeah, no, I need, and this is full caffeinated stuff here. This ain't no decaf. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, that ain't no decaf. I think if I remember right, when the whole beans come in, you can even tell decaf from regular, right? I think it's when the whole beans would come in, I mean, I'm talking those big 100-pound sacks of coffee when they would come in, because I've been in the logistics business forever, and and then sometimes the bags would be broke open, and I think the decaf was like a greenish color, if I'm not mistaken, when they're before they're roasted or in just the raw beans, right? I think they're like a greenish color, and the caffeinated ones, the regular, are like a brownish color or something. Almost similar to the color of this box, like that kind of brownish color. The regular coffee beans, and I think the decaf was green, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I'm not. I just like to have good coffee. I'm not as knowed up about coffee as I am beer. That's for sure. But yeah, we've got Andrew in the chat. Good morning, Andrew. We got Zach in the chat. Good morning. Hey, TD Burst, what's up, man? Grab some coffee, man, or grab whatever you're drinking and let's talk, man. TD Burst been jumping in there, man. Good to see you again, brother. We got Joe Yambor. Oh, he says, you're good people, Joe. Have a great day, buddy. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it, man. I'd like to see Your framed images on your wall behind you. Oh, he's a photographer. Okay. Actually, most of these images are on my Flickr, for sure. Or if you go on my, so I'll show you my Flickr account. Let me see here. Let me go to Flickr. Okay, let me go to Flickr and let me pull up my Instagram on another one, and then we'll show you both. Okay, so let me share the screen here really quick. Here we are. So this is my, what do you call it? Your feed, right? So these are people that I subscribe to. So you're just getting a look at my feed actually in my Instagram. But when you click on my account here, then you'll see uh, different things. Of course, there's going to be some beer in here, but yeah, you'll see plenty images, tons of samples. I'm sorry, of my work. So you can go to Instagram and see there and see some of my work there. On top of that, see some of the beers that I'm sampling, and this was, of course, my drink of choice after the Rams lost. And I thanked him for an exciting season, because it was an exciting season. Didn't end the way you'd like, but hey, at least we got to the playoffs. So and that was our first time being in the playoffs since 2004. I know people making the media, I feel like, is making a big deal about it. So other people feel like because it's in the media, they need to make a big deal about it. But the Rams hadn't been there since 2004 either. So it was a big deal for me. But there's my email. Uh, and that's my email for my photography. So, and then my Twitter account. That's that. And then this is my Flickr. So this is my Flickr stream here, and you're gonna see a lot more stuff on here. This is more from a lot more artistic view. So there could be more. There's a lot more of my nude work on here, stuff like that. Flickr is a slightly different community, so I put more of my artistic work on there. But this is just all photography. You're going to see a lot of sunrises on here. These sunrise photos are the same ones that I post on Instagram, but in a lot larger format. So, and these are all from my iPhone. All these sunrises are from my iPhone. But yeah, like I said here, you'll see more of my artistic sort of art nude work. But that is my Flickr account. So you'll definitely see a lot more of that. My 7D Mark II when I first bought it. That's kind of a behind the scenes shot right there. That's actually, you can see right there. You guys remember I made a big deal about getting that mixer, and I still haven't really used it, but that's literally to my left right now. It still kind of looks like that even right now. So that's kind of a peek behind the scenes right there. But that image right there was to show the kind of the difference in quality between the 40D and the 7D Mark II. Last year, our friend of the show, Zach, gave me an opportunity. He got me in as press to this event, um, which was awesome, to the RM Sotheby's auction, which I think just passed here in Scottsdale. So that was cool. Got to shoot a lot of very expensive cars as a press, so that was cool. Getting to do that, and just more and more of my work. So if you're interested, there it is. That's the way to check out some of my work. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Have another photo shoot coming up here, not this weekend, but the weekend after next. I've been really picking and choosing. Boy, I could talk. If you think I could talk beer, I could talk photography forever. I have a photography. Just to give you a little history on me doing these videos in the first place for almost 10 years now. Um, I, photography is what got me into doing the videos because I would edit. While I was editing my photos, I would have a beer, and so sometimes I would look into that beer online. And at the time, I'm a so fat, and he still does videos with his wife. They're still married, as far as I know, which is fantastic. Cheers to them. Dilly dilly. I think I could dilly dilly even with coffee, right? Um, but he was doing videos before me. He's one of the ones that's still around, and they've been a great tandem doing those videos together for forever. I think Chad even started before me too, because we were right there. Me and Chad were right. He might have started like right before me, and then I started seeing. Oh, and the main guy though in those days, in those early days, was Norm out of California. And what was his name? Norm out of California. I forget his channel name right now offhand, but in any case, uh, that's when I started making videos because I started seeing them, and especially Norm. Norm was the big boy back then, and there was only a handful of reviewers online, period, on YouTube, and that's what started it all. That's what. So photography has always been my main passion as far as all my hobbies. That's been my main, because when I was still in New Mexico, it was actually a business. So, and the image that I posted on um, Instagram late last night was actually a private client. It's not even a model. It was a private client, and I kind of re-edited that one. That one's from a few years ago, obviously because it was still in New Mexico. And one of those images you take a second look at. Hey, I can show you something. Let me show you something. I want to show you something. As a matter of fact, let me see which one I can show here. Yeah, yeah. Let me show this one. I'll show you some of my family. You want to see one side of my family? I will show you, man. Let's see here. So I'll show you my great aunts. Okay. This is an image I shot 2 weeks ago now. Uh, of my great aunts. This is uh, the woman in the red is they're sisters. They're both my great aunts, but they're my grandma's sisters, right? So, and my grandma was the oldest, and my grandma's no longer with us. I called her mom, but I miss my mom a lot. But my actual mother is still alive, and she's always in the chat during the Share Beer shows. But in any case, these are my grandma's sisters. The one in the red is my grandma's youngest sister, and the one that's in the, I don't know, teal is the sister right behind her. And the one in the teal is the one, the one with more gray hair. Is she turned 90 that day that I shot this a couple weeks ago. She had just turned 90. So uh, that's a shot of my the Hispanic side of my family. That quarter of me that's Hispanic. This is my where I come from, right? So that's a little peek behind the scenes there, man. That's what makes. These are some of the people that are responsible for this, so you can blame them, right? So that is my roots, man. My roots, right there. So uh, the woman in the red, my great aunt Sally. That's my aunt Sally. You ever heard of Aunt Sally? That is my aunt Sally, and she actually does live here in Arizona, but way farther west of me. But yeah, she's retired and she does live out here. So we do see each other from time to time because she does live a little ways from me, and I only have a very small window of time off. So, but we do still get together from time to time, obviously, because I shot them in that photo shoot. So it was awesome to have a chance to shoot my other aunt on her 90th birthday. Man, that's pretty cool. There's seems to be seems to be man, I got a major frog in there. Ribbit, you know what I'm saying, right? Ribbit, right? Oh, hey, did anybody see? There's like all of a sudden Bud Light has been putting out all these dilly dilly commercials lately. Have you seen them all? I seen one that I hadn't seen last night. It was I even forgot how it went. God, I'm forgetting even how it went. Yeah, I forgot how it went. Let me see who we got here. Coffee, it's lunchtime. Yeah. Now Mark knows how it feels. Now Mark is a oh, my mom is in the show. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you guys are actually talking to my mama. That's my actual mama right there. But yeah, hi mom. Good morning. She's in the show. Uh, my close family always calls me Joey, so they always will, Um, let me see here. Oh, Zach says I have my 700 milliliter cup I use for my coffee. 4 big scoops gets me going. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting. I love to know that kind of stuff. Yeah, because I use now for the whole beans. I don't know how many, but it's about yay big, that little scoop that you use. I don't know, what would it be? Maybe I think maybe a tablespoon size, and and I put 5 scoops in there, and then it grinds it on number 7. If that means anything to anybody, it's a number 6 or a number 7, I believe, but I think it's number 7, and it grinds it to that level, and then it makes this in my cup. But oh, okay. So Brian's saying, we have Brian in the chat as well. If you ever go to Fry's, their private selection whole bean 12-ounce bags are great. Yeah, I have had theirs. And I guess you could do the same thing with the bags. I just really appreciated that Walmart has these cardboard, and it's a hard cardboard. It's fairly hard, right? It's going to take some effort to crush this, but in the bottom's a tin. But I just really like that they have these real nice sealable containers that and it has all the regular information on the packaging, so I know exactly. My problem with the bags is sometimes I'll grab their coffee because at Fry's they also have Fry's is a Kroger affiliate. So those of you that have I don't know, it might be Smith's in your area. It could be what other Kroger it's a Kroger affiliate. So whatever your Kroger affiliate is, Kroger is such a huge grocer here in America that you more than likely you have a Kroger affiliated store in your area somewhere. But they have the whole beans in the I don't know, in the container, and you grab the bag and you grab the bag and fill it yourself. And then they have the bags that are already pre-filled, and this is of the whole bean, and and that has all the information on the front as well. Yeah, I never really think to keep the bag because I have my own containers, and so I'll pour it into there when I get home. And I generally buy coffee when my containers start to get low. I'll buy more coffee, but I'll lose like that information because I'll toss the bag. So in this case, man, why am I so coffee? Oh man, whew. What is it about coffee? Like beer only gets you like that when almost when it's the end of a day, right? When you're trying to finish a day. Coffee does it when you're trying to get it going, right? Beer kind of brings you back down. Isn't that funny? We kind of take something to get us up, and then we, at the end, it takes something to bring us down and kind of calm us down, right? Because we get all wound up during the day, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, I need a beer, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, ah, okay, you know. And that first beer, yeah, however you have it, sometimes it's got to get in you now. So sometimes you're just cracking the bottle and you're just lump, 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 you know what I'm saying? That first beer seems to never be big enough, right? That first beer, and it's similar to coffee because, like, when you have a morning, like, I call it, I woke up hard this morning because I was like, oh, you know, sometimes you wake up and you're just like, oh, like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? You're just, oh, whew, you know, you're just, you know, and you're kind of sleepwalking to the coffee maker. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh my God, this has to be. Alexa, make me some coffee. Please save me. That's what Amazon needs to do. Amazon needs to just have a coffee maker that I could pour this whole can of stuff into, hook it to a water line. I'll feed it off of the water line that goes into my fridge, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? And that way, whenever I wake up, I could make a routine, as Amazon calls it in the Echo devices, right? I could set up a routine, and that way, when I tell you know, the A word, good morning, then she could just brew me up coffee. Bing! Come on! Where is this thing, Amazon? Get on it, man! Come on! They're making smart refrigerators, and I don't give a rip. I need a smart coffee maker. Right? Ain't that what we all need? Oh my God. What? Do I have to do all the thinking around here? Jesus, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. So we've got yep. Yeah, so Zach says, yep, any lesson, I still feel asleep. Yeah. You need that to get going, right? And you know, I'm kind of interested as well. Oh, Joe told my mom hi too. Yeah. Let me see. I'll drink coffee any time of the day. I do. I could drink coffee a lot, and it's one of the reasons why you guys, some of you guys have been with me for a while, know that during the week, I actually drink a lot of tea. Not necessarily because I'm a tea guy, and I don't go all fancy with the tea either. There was once upon a time years ago, I tried to make a legitimate effort to get into tea. I would go to tea shops and buy the loose leaf teas. And dear God, it can be more expensive than beer or coffee or any. I mean, it's very expensive um, for the smallest little amount of coffee. Tea. In any case, it just didn't grab on for me. But I had a doctor tell me I was drinking too much coffee. So, because I would drink, I mean, like right now, I'll consume this pot like it's nothing. I mean, as a matter of fact, it's already almost gone. Uh, and then of course, I would make another pot for, you know, my thermos and for me to go when I was on the road. And so, you know, he was telling me, "Oh, you're just drinking too much coffee every day, too much caffeine." So then I went to the teas in the bags, of course. I know I said tea bag, but it was the tea in the bags, and but it's decaffeinated tea, and it's all those pinky out flavored teas, all foo. You know what I'm saying? And but so that's just in an effort not not to get so much caffeine. You know what I'm saying? And the heat is what I'm after while I'm going down the road. Kind of keeps you a little alert for me, you know. So I don't necessarily, I mean, because I could drink a pot of coffee and still go to bed. You know what I'm saying? But the I don't know, the taste of the coffee, the heat, kind of gets me going. Um, yeah, Joe says, "Oh no, I've exceeded my normal dosage of caffeine." Let's see here. What else we got? Uh, yeah. Oh, my mom says my Aunt Sally's 76, and she says they look great. Thanks, mom. That's the thing about mothers, right? Moms, yeah, I love my mom, but she always thinks everything I do is great. So I can't really show her anything and really believe it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I could show my mom any image, and my mom's like, oh my God, that's wonderful. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, mom's kind of like, I have that kind of mom. My mom's one of those real put her arms around you and just mother you to death. My mom is honestly, I tell you honest straight up, not just because she's there. My mom is one of the nicest people in the world. She's a wonderful woman. If you ever met her, you know what I'm saying? She's a wonderful woman. I mean, just the nicest person. Now, when I was growing up, one of my best friends, and every once in a while he jumps in here, my friend John. And I do mention him when he does jump in there. I do mention him. But my best friend John would tell me, man, your mom scares me when I was growing up, because that lady, she still will brag about breaking spoons on me, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that's the Italian side of her that comes out. You know what I'm saying? And she took a lot of pride in buying these big wooden spoons, man. And you can't stop till they break. I'll just leave it there. But yeah, she still brags about that. But now she's the nicest thing you ever met, right? So yeah, it's all good. Um, but she honestly is. My mom's a good person. I think at like this stage in your life, right? I think you reach a certain point with your parents. Like some people go really south. Some people, you know, you go. Everybody goes through different relationships, and you go through different relationships with your mother and your father, right? Because they're two different people, and some people just really sour. They just, as you get older, you're just like, I don't even talk to them people, right? Or you might go through swings where it sours, but then you come back and you're just like kind of really good friends. And I could describe me and my mom like that. Like I'm just really good friends with my mom now. You know what I'm saying? Like we respect each other as people, and we have great conversations. Like I look forward to telling my mom certain things and stuff like that, and talking to her and getting her feedback, you know, even though she does think everything you do is great, you know what I'm saying? You're like, I don't know, man, come on. But no, I do appreciate my mom a lot. Uh, and that's the kind of relationship that we have, and that's why I can joke. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys hopefully can trust what I say, because I will tell you right in front of her, she's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Hey, we got Earth in the room. Good. Hey, good to see you, Earth. Now, see, for me and Earth, it's late morning, but it's still morning. Mark. Now, Mark knows because, when we're having our share beer, it is sometimes first thing in the morning for Zach, over there in Australia, you know what I'm saying? So now he kind of knows, hey, what are you talking about? It's lunchtime, man. It's time for a beer, not coffee. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Mark knows. He's just poking fun. And oh, Joe says, yeah, I'm not Jason. uh, let's see. Oh, hey, we got Sadiq in there. Hey, Sadiq. There's no picture taken for coffee yet. I don't know someone's gonna point one out too, right? I don't know of an untapped like app for coffee. I bet you know now that I mentioned it, I bet you there's one, and I just don't know about it because I'm not necessarily that into it. But yeah, I'm not even going to go there because there probably is some sort of coffee social app, and I'm going to get it pointed out to me, and the next thing you know, I'm going to get sucked into coffee social app. That'll be another pressure put on us, right? That we another social app we have to do. Actually, yeah, I would like to talk about that. How many social apps does everybody jump in on? Let me see, because I've been on Flickr forever. I think, God, been on Flickr forever. I've been on Twitter actually almost since it started. That Flickr account, Twitter account that I have, uh, I had jumped on it. Man, it wasn't too long after Twitter started. Xbox Live. I'm one of those original people. Actually, that account that I have on the Xbox Live, and I don't know if they still do, but there was a period where Microsoft was like kind of giving you credit if you were one of those people that was in that first year. They were showing your history, if you will, and giving you credit, a little pat on the back. Hey, you've been there for a long time. I guess some people don't think of that as a social app, but it's damn sure a social app if you're on the Xbox. That's for sure. What else? Okay, so um, Twitter, the Instagram. I am on the Facebook as far as the Joe D reviews, and then I do have the Joe D photography on there as well. I have those fan pages on there. The what else? This Google Plus, YouTube, of course. Right, we're all on it right now. Uh, what else? I don't know. Oh, my mom has her coffee. Jason has his coffee. Is coffee healthier for you than beer? That's a good question. I would think coffee is not, just because of the caffeine aspect. But I don't know, because they go back and forth on it so much, right? Sometimes they say uh, a certain amount of cups of coffee is good for you sometimes. And then sometimes they say beer is, there's a certain amount of alcohol per day is good for you. Sometimes they say, it's going to cause you cancer tomorrow and you're going to die. So I don't know. I would think, I would think as long as it's in moderation, I would think it's one of those things. I would think all of it, really. I would think coffee or beer or even wine is okay in moderation, right? But it's the excess, I think, that gets to us, right? I think whenever you're in it, an excess of stuff that gets to us. Yeah, Zach says YouTube, stream, Steam. Oh yeah, Steam's another one. Now I'm not in Steam, but Steam is another one. Instagram, Discord. Now I'm not familiar with Discord. Used to use Flickr, but not much now. My mom is putting in there. I looked all over for strong, long wooden spoons. Finally found them at the farmers market at CBS. That's yeah. I grew up in LA. For those that don't know that, but yeah, they are from Sweden. Still have one left. You remember you used to hide them from me? Yes. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. This lady, hey, call the cops now. She's crazy. Yeah, Yeah, hey, those were those. You couldn't even dream of doing some of the stuff that we went through when we were growing up, right back in the day. I mean, you wouldn't even fathom that stuff nowadays, right? I mean, there is no way, right? Um, but hey, a lot of those things, that made us who we are, right? Like it's and in hindsight, you look at uh, some of the people that we have to deal with these days, and you're like, yeah. Yeah, you should have had a wooden spoon in your life a little bit, right? You should have got a few ass whoopings, man. Like, because, you know what I'm saying? Because you're a pain in my ass, right? Like, yeah, I don't really like you. you know, you're a little too damn sensitive, man. So, yeah. Uh, oh, and then see Sadiq's in there encouraging her. He's encouraging her. Yeah. Like the wooden spoons, like the spoons the Swedish chef uses. Yeah. See, Sadiq's he's egging her on. He's kind of spinning the wheel a little bit. Oh, oh, man, this cup of coffee is almost over. And then I am going to have me some more. Anybody going to watch football today? Uh, I'm definitely going to watch. Well, you got the Bills and who? Let me see. I don't know. I don't even know. Bills playing. I think I do because I just seen it on ESPN. Right? Um, uh, I yeah, Jaguars. That's right. Oh my God. Let me see. So let's see. So who's watching these games? We've got two today, right? We got we got to finish the wild card. So you've got the Bills and Jaguars, and for me, that's in another half hour. That's kind of what I was getting at. I was like, what time are those games at? So, and then so you're seeing my time. So if you're if you're a football fan in the Mountain Time Zone, this is the way we watch it. And so California is even an hour behind us. So in California, this time is going to be 10 a.m. and 1:40 a.m. p.m. I'm sorry. So for those used on the East Coast looking at these times, you're going, what? yeah, yeah, because in the West Coast, you're actually you're watching your morning game. It's literally a morning game with your breakfast, because of those first couple of until the time change. And keep in mind, we don't change time here in Phoenix, uh, but the what does change is everything else around you. So the times for your games change. Your time for your television changes. We don't, but everything else does. So you'll go from games going starting at 10 in the morning with your breakfast to 11, which is kind of weird because, like I say, your times your games start here, your TV starts as it changes. So that part's weird. That part is a little weird. And then it's so for us in the mountain and in the western time zones, it's always been a morning and an afternoon game. I know on the East Coast it's afternoon and evening game, and then you have the late game is what you guys consider it. For us, it's a morning, afternoon, and evening game, and then that's it. It's a much, much, much more friendlier environment to watch football. Once you get in the mountain and in the western time zone. So, but now that the Falcons beat us, you'll have the Falcons and the Eagles next Saturday, and then the winner of this Bills Jaguars game will play the Patriots. Right? I have that right or no? will that winner play the Steelers? Oi, I'm a little mixed up there. Huh. Oh, yeah, I'm a little mixed up right there. I don't know who's going to play the Steelers and who's going to play the Patriots, actually. Um, but yeah, the winner of that Bills Jaguars game is going to play either the Steelers or the Patriots. And it kind of matters because if you play the Patriots, you'll play them Saturday. And if you play the Steelers, you'll play them Sunday. The winner of that Saints Panthers game will play the Vikings, and that game will be Sunday. So, oh, Jason's in California. Okay, so he's very familiar with this. So, yeah, for Jason, this is still morning coffee. Thank you, Mark. Um, but I did start this one later than the other one. The other one I started at 8:30. But like I said, man, this morning was rough. I stayed up pretty darn late editing images, and because I'm really behind on that photo shoot that I did of my family. So I was trying to get that one done, and then I was re-editing some other images, and so I'm almost done with that family shoot. Just to let my mom know, almost done with those images. Like I say, my great aunts, they're not spring chickens anymore. So, but my oldest aunt, the one that just turned 90, when I was shooting her, she told me this is the first time that she's ever had a professional photo shoot. And I was like, wow, you've never had a photographer take a picture of you? And she was like, no, never. I was like, wow, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So her great nephew was the first professional photographer to shoot. That's crazy. That blew my mind. Even if she's not your aunt, I mean, you meet a woman that's 90 years old, has never had a professional photo taken. That's crazy. And if you only knew, like, that particular aunt is really into photography. You go into her house and it's just nothing but images. She's got images everywhere, just like this. I get the photography bug from my mom. My mom was that mother that had pictures of everything. She's got suitcases full of pictures. You know what I'm saying? She's just had cameras and pictures all the time. And that's where I get the photography bug from. I grew up with a mom that took pictures constantly, so uh you know that's and then and thank goodness for this. I still I still believe in it with my own children and grandchildren. Now I had my second grandchild. Well, I didn't do anything, but you know what I'm saying. My second grandchild was born 2 days after Christmas. Yeah, so uh I will get to meet her soon. I'm looking forward to that a lot. And hopefully putting the photography bug into them as well. You know what I'm saying, for future generations. But yeah, that's where all that comes from. So uh, we'll have images of them, and I was so happy to shoot my aunt at 90. You know what I'm saying? And to get some really good high quality images. And as you can tell, I love portraits. I'm a portrait photographer first and foremost. I'll do some landscapes, obviously, because you've seen my sunrises, but I mostly do those with my phone, just to kind of show people that, hey, man, you can do and make great photography with your phone as well. Just whatever camera you have on you, take those pictures, and don't just take them. Let me grab one off my wall. Let me show you. Okay, so here's here's an example. See, this is one of the images that I've posted on Instagram. This is off my phone. This is a 12 by 18 photo from my old iPhone. This is from my old iPhone. not my new iPhone X. This is from my old one, and they blow up this big just fine. This is on my wall, and uh, you can go print this up. Uh, I don't care where, Walmart, Walgreens, wherever you feel like, whatever uh, place that'll let you print them out and pick them up in an hour. They'll print up decent enough, and you can get a frame at your local craft store. I got this frame at my local craft store. I believe the frames, this particular size, I want to say somewhere around $13, maybe, depending on your area. And so $3 for the print, so under $20, and I've got something that I'm hanging on my wall that I made, and that's the kind of pride that I take. So what I'll do in my phone, and a lot of us have done those with those images that we have in our phone, and you put different filters on them and stuff. So depending on where I know I want to hang it in my house, I'll put that particular sort of tone on that image and then hang it. And it's something that I made, right? And I take a lot of pride in that. So the images that I have in my home are something I created. And it's fun to have people walk in here. I had people here last night, and it's fun to, people just love walking around and looking at all the pictures, and it's fun to tell a story. It's not just some image that some big thing you bought at Target or at Walmart or whatever store, and you don't know anything about it. You're like, oh yeah, I bought that at whatever store, and that's about all you can say about it, because you don't know anything about it. It's just you bought it because it looked like that, and it's big, or it's this size, and you thought it would go there. It's fun to be able to walk around and people are like, oh, what's this about? And you're like, oh, let me tell you. And it's kind of, it makes it more interesting, I think. It leads to your story. So Zach says he's off to bed. See, so we've got people from all over the place here, man. Uh, you know, uh, and so Jason says total night owl here. Uh, the big game is for tomorrow here. Oh yeah, that's Sadiq's absolutely right, because I wish that game wasn't on Monday, because I won't get to watch it. I work it. I'll be working. I'll get to watch maybe the first quarter. And he's talking about the college football championship. Sadiq's in the Atlanta area, and so that game is there, I think. And you've got Georgia playing Alabama, which in that area is huge anyway. They're talking about it's just a regional game, so not a lot of interest is going to be in that game, but I don't buy it, because I'm interested. It's the college football championship. I don't care where both teams go. I don't care where they come from. Alabama's a great team. And right now Georgia's playing like, really good. So I'm definitely interested in it. I just feel kind of bummed that I won't be able to watch the whole thing. I want to be able to watch it and enjoy it, like everybody else. And then so that's definitely a big game. My mom's okay. My mom's chiming in on different stuff too. Like team Zach says, like team speak but better. Let me see the big game tomorrow. This is my midnight. I'm in California. And then my mom says, I love your wedding pictures and your sister and daughters. Yeah, thanks, Mom. Yeah, those are more family shots. And when I was in New Mexico, I was more of a family photography, and I, shot weddings and high school seniors and all that sort of thing. But those photos that are on your phone, just to kind of wrap this up, because I got my last little sips of coffee here. Those photos that are on your phone, man, if you print them up I promise you, you can. Don't just keep them that size either. You know, make them square, make them different sizes, different, different shapes. I mean, play around with it. They, I know at Michael's here is a craft store. Hobby Lobby is another one, a big craft store. They have different size frames in there. Hobby Lobby not as much as Michael's, but if you do have a Michael's in your area or just some other craft store, heck, you can even get frames through Amazon, and you can even order your pictures on Amazon if you don't have a source to order photos from, and they'll ship them to you. You don't even have to go anywhere. I actually get mine like this print here. I ordered this from Costco, and even though I'm not a Costco member anymore, I still order images through them on their website, and they have a special website for their photos, and most do. Walmart has a separate kind of website for it, and most of them do. When you go to their main page and you click on their photo, it'll always kind of take you to a whole separate side, and sometimes you even have to sign into that side of it for the photos, because photos is such a huge deal. It needs its own space, if you will. So and you can upload photos to it. Typically, whatever the site may be, upload your photos to it. Pick what size you want. You can even change your filter on there to suit your needs, and print it off, and it'll get sent to you. You don't even have to go anywhere for it. It's awesome. I know Walmart in my area at least even does like 1 hour canvas prints, and they come up. Don't expect it to be like some kind of super arts quality, but it's nice enough. You know what I'm saying? I've in the past sold some of their I've sold some of their canvas 1 hour prints, and because they come out good enough, they do. And the more you print with some of these places, the more you'll learn. Like, okay, I need to, this place prints a little darker, so I need to kind of lighten this exposure up on this one. The more you print, the more you'll learn some of these little intricacies of the way that particular website prints, and what their typical thing is, because they all do have one. Some Costco I recommend really highly, because they do take really, really good care of their equipment. They clean it regularly. They use good quality inks, and that's important. So you'll get an image that's going to be a lot closer to what you saw. But I encourage you to, if you've never printed off your phone, I encourage you to take those images off your phone, because I think most of us take most images with our phone, and I think you'd be quite surprised. Okay, guys, we're out of here, man. Thanks to everybody that tunes in. We had a lot of response to this. I really do appreciate it, man. As you've seen, I'm Joe D Photography on Instagram, and on Untapped, Joe_D on Untapped. You're more than welcome to friend me there if you want to get it on the Beer Social app. I don't know about a coffee one, but the Beer Social app, yeah. Enjoy your football. For those of us that are going to be watching football, I will be watching. I'll be watching Bills Jaguars here in a few minutes, and then enjoying Panthers and Saints later on. I got to make some breakfast. I'm a little hungry, and have some more coffee. We'll see you guys. Peace out, man.